In a small coastal village, there lived a fisherman named Samuel. For 40 years, he had provided for his family through his hard work and unwavering faith. But recently, everything had changed. Week after week, Samuel cast his nets into the sea, and week after week, they came back empty. His children were hungry. His wife grew worried. The cupboards in their small cottage held nothing but dust and hope. Every morning before dawn, Samuel would kneel beside his worn wooden boat and pray, "Lord, I trust in you. Please guide me to the fish so I may feed my family." But the nets remained empty. The other fishermen began to whisper, "Look at Samuel," they mocked. "He prays and prays, but what good does it do? Perhaps his God has forgotten him." Samuel's heart grew heavy, but he refused to lose faith. Even when his stomach ached with hunger, even when his children cried themselves to sleep, he continued to believe. One evening, as Samuel sat mending his tattered nets on the shore, his hands trembling from weakness, he looked up at the stars. "I don't understand your plan," he whispered, "but I will trust you still." The next morning, as Samuel prepared to go out once more, a stranger appeared on the beach. The man was old and frail, dressed in rags even more worn than Samuel's. His eyes were sunken with hunger. "Please, friend," the stranger said weakly, "do you have any food? I haven't eaten in 3 days." Samuel looked at the small piece of bread in his satchel, his family's last meal. His wife had saved it for the children. Everything in him wanted to keep it, to run home and feed his hungry babies. But something stirred in Samuel's heart. He remembered the teachings of his faith. "Whatever you do for the least of these, you do for me." With trembling hands, Samuel gave the stranger his last piece of bread. "Take it, friend. God will provide for us another way." The stranger's eyes filled with tears. He broke the bread, ate half, and insisted Samuel keep the rest. Then he placed his weathered hand on Samuel's shoulder. "Your kindness in the midst of your own suffering has not gone unnoticed," the stranger said, his voice suddenly strong and clear. "You have shared your last when you had every reason to keep it. You have maintained faith when others would have given up." The stranger's eyes seemed to glow in the early morning light. "Tomorrow, cast your net on the right side of your boat. Trust, and you will see God's abundance." Before Samuel could respond, the stranger walked down the beach and disappeared into the morning mist. The next dawn, Samuel rowed out with renewed hope. When he reached his usual spot, he remembered the stranger's words. He cast his net on the right side of the boat. Immediately, the net grew heavy, so heavy he could barely pull it in. When Samuel finally hauled it aboard, he gasped. The net overflowed with fish, more than he had caught in years, and among the fish, something glittered. Gold coins, enough to feed his family for a lifetime. Samuel fell to his knees in his boat, tears streaming down his weathered face. "Thank you," he sobbed. "Thank you for testing my faith and rewarding my trust." Samuel returned to shore a changed man. He shared his abundance with the entire village, including those who had mocked him, and he never forgot the stranger's lesson. From that day forward, Samuel taught everyone who would listen. When you have nothing left but faith, faith is enough. And when you give from your emptiness, God will fill you with abundance. Faith is not knowing what the future holds, but knowing who holds the future. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and give freely, for what you offer in love will return to you 100-fold.